All right, so you're ready to take a deep dive into 19th century imperialism.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a topic that's often oversimplified.
Yeah, you always hear that same old God golden glory explanation.
Right. It's like a catchy little phrase.
But it doesn't really capture the complexity of it all.
No, not at all.
That's the,
We've got a whole stack of sources here that go way beyond those surface level explanations.
we're going to dig into the real motivations, the ideologies that shaped this era.
Yeah, get ready for some aha moments.
Because I think we're going to uncover some pretty surprising stuff.
Definitely. I think you'll be fascinated to see how ideas like nationalism,
Oh yeah, nationalism feels like a big one.
huge, and even science.
Science, really?
Oh yeah, they twisted science in all sorts of ways to justify imperial expansion.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's start with nationalism then. It feels like this whole period was just bursting with national pride.
Oh, absolutely. You just have to look at the unification of Italy and Germany.
Right, those are major events.
Like massive shifts in the political landscape. People were fired up about their nation.
So instead of being loyal to a king or a queen,
It was all about the nation.
I could see how that would be a powerful force, but also maybe a little dangerous.
Exactly. It's a total double-edged sword.
How so?
Well, on one hand, it unifies people within a nation,
Right.
right? You've got this shared identity, this shared purpose.
Right.
But that same sense of unity can easily turn into a belief in superiority.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, my nation is the best and we deserve to dominate.
Right, and that leads to competition between nations,
Exactly. It's like everyone's playing a giant game of Risk.
trying to gobble up the most territory to prove they're the strongest.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And that's where things take a darker turn.
Okay, so I've got this surge of nationalism, and then on top of that, we add scientific racism.
Oh, yeah. And that's where some of the sources get truly bizarre.
You're not kidding. Like phrenology,
Yeah.
measuring skulls to determine intelligence.
I know, it sounds ridiculous now.
It really does. Like, who thought that was a good idea?
But at the time, they presented these ideas as legitimate scientific findings.
It's amazing how people can convince themselves of anything.
It is. And it shows how even something like science, which we think of as objective,
Can be manipulated.
absolutely, it can be twisted to serve certain agendas.
So was it just a way to justify their actions? Or did people actually believe this stuff?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's probably a mix of both. You know, you have some who genuinely believe they're uncovering scientific truths.
And then others who are more cynical.
Yeah, using these theories to reinforce their pre-existing biases.
And of course, to justify their pursuit of power.
Exactly. So you've got this volatile mix of fervent nationalism,
And the so-called scientific justification for racial superiority.
and then right in the middle of all this boom, Charles Darwin drops his theory of natural selection.
Which was groundbreaking in the field of biology.
Totally revolutionized our understanding of the natural world.
But then, of course, it gets hijacked.
Oh, yeah. They twisted Darwin's ideas to fit their imperial agenda.
Enter social Darwinism.
Right. They took this concept of survival of the fittest and applied it to entire societies.
So if strong species dominate weaker ones in nature,
Then strong nations should dominate weaker ones on the global stage.
it's such a flawed logic. But I guess it was a convenient way to justify what they were already doing.
Totally. It provided this seemingly natural, even scientific explanation for imperial expansion.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
What's that?
They just kept finding new ways to justify their actions, no matter how flimsy the logic.
You're catching on. It's crucial to recognize how these seemingly separate ideas
Nationalism, scientific racism, social Darwinism.
were actually deeply intertwined. They all fed into each other to create this powerful ideological framework for imperialism.
Okay, so let me try to sum this up. We've got nationalism fueling this competitive drive for global dominance.
Right.
Then scientific racism steps in to provide a scientific basis for racial hierarchies.
Uh-huh.
And then social Darwinism swoops in to naturalize the whole concept of domination.
You got it.
Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, you nailed it. But there's one more layer to this that we need to unpack.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. A seemingly more benevolent justification for imperialism.
This should be good.
The idea of a civilizing mission.
Right, bringing education and technology and proper governance to the uncivilized world.
Yeah. But it's important to look beyond the surface of those good intentions.
I have a feeling it's not going to be pretty.
Let's just say things aren't always what they seem.
Okay, well, I'm ready to dive in. Let's get into the complexities of this civilizing mission.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so this whole civilizing mission thing,
Yeah, it sounds kind of nice on the surface, right?
right, like who wouldn't want to spread civilization?
But it's crucial to examine the assumptions behind it. Like, what do they even mean by civilization?
Yeah, it feels like a loaded term.
Totally. They were basically saying our Western culture is the best and everyone else needs to be like us.
So a lot of arrogance baked into that idea.
Oh, yeah, tons. They genuinely believed they were bringing progress and enlightenment to the rest of the world.
But it wasn't really about helping others, was it?
Well, that's debatable. I mean, they did build schools and hospitals and infrastructure,
Yeah.
but it often involved suppressing indigenous cultures, imposing Western systems of government, education, religion, the whole shebang.
It's like they were saying, we know what's best for you, even if you don't want it.
Exactly. And they use all sorts of methods to achieve their goals.
You know, I was reading about missionary work during this period. It seems like that played a big role in this whole civilizing mission.
Oh, absolutely. Spreading Christianity was a major part of it. Converting people was seen as saving their souls.
But it also conveniently helped expand Western power and influence.
Right. It's like this two-for-one deal, saving souls and gaining territory.
So not quite as selfless as it might have seemed.
Nope. I mean, let's be real. This civilizing mission often masked a desire for economic and political control.
It's like they were doing good deeds with one hand.
And taking control with the other.
It's crazy how these different ideologies all work together to support the imperial project.
It really is like a perfectly orchestrated symphony of justifications.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We've got nationalism pushing for expansion.
Yep.
Scientific racism providing a bogus scientific basis for racial hierarchies.
Mm-hmm.
Social Darwinism naturalizing the idea of domination.
Right.
And then the civilizing mission giving it all a shiny moral veneer.
Bingo. You've cracked the code.
It's a potent combination and a dangerous one.
Definitely. It's crucial to understand how these ideas were used to shape the world,
And how they might still be operating today.
even if they're more subtle and disguised.
It's making me wonder, are we really so different from those 19th century imperialists?
That's a tough question, but it's one we need to ask ourselves.
Like, do we still hold on to these ideas of superiority, even subconsciously?
It's possible. I mean, think about how we often view other cultures, our assumptions about progress and development.
It's easy to condemn the past.
But the real challenge is to examine our own beliefs and behaviors.
So what do we do with this knowledge? Knowing how these ideologies were used to justify imperialism, how can we make sure we're not falling into the same trap?
That's where critical thinking comes in. We need to be able to identify these patterns of thought.
Like the ones we've been talking about.
Exactly. Question our assumptions. Be wary of anyone who tries to justify inequality or exploitation.
Especially when they're using fancy words and high-minded ideals to do it.
Exactly. We need to see through the good intentions. Recognize when they might be masking something else entirely.
It's like that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it applies perfectly here.
So how do we avoid going down that road?
It takes a willingness to engage in open and honest dialogue, to consider different perspectives, to challenge those in power.
You know, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all of this. It can feel like these problems are just too big to tackle.
I get it. It can be daunting. But I think it's important to remember that change starts with awareness.
So knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Right.
By understanding the historical roots of these problems, we can start to identify and challenge them in the present.
So we're not just passively accepting the status quo.
Right. We're actively working towards a more just and equitable future.
I like the sound of that.
Me too.
Oh.
It's a long and difficult process, but it's a fight worth fighting.
Okay, so we've unpacked these four major ideologies that fueled imperialism.
Nationalism, scientific racism, social Darwinism, the civilizing mission.
Quite the lineup.
And we've started to think about how those ideas might still be at play today.
But I think there's one more piece of this puzzle we need to explore.
What's that?
The lasting impact of these ideologies. What do they leave behind?
Now you're getting to the heart of the matter. That's the question that should keep us up at night.
So we've talked about these motivations behind imperialism, but now I'm thinking about the impact. Like, what did they leave behind?
Yeah, that's the really important question, right? It's not just some, a thing of the past, like it's over and done with. The legacies of imperialism, those are still with us today, shaping like global power dynamics,
Right. I can see that.
Economic systems, even social attitudes, like it's all connected.
Okay, so specifically, what are we talking about here? Like, what are some of those long-term consequences?
Well, for one thing, think about those political boundaries, right? The ones that got drawn during that whole age of imperialism.
Yeah, so many conflicts today stem from those lines on a map.
Exactly. Just carved up the world, often, totally arbitrarily, like with zero regard for local cultures or ethnicities.
Like they were playing some kind of game.
It's crazy, right? And then you've got the economic legacy.
Oh yeah, like all those former colonies struggling to get on their feet.
Right. They face so much exploitation. It's like they're stuck in these patterns of dependency that were established during colonial rule.
So we're talking about like extracting resources,
Yeah.
imposing unfair trade practices
Exactly. And the impacts of those policies, those are still evident today.
in like global wealth disparity.
Yeah, all that inequality, it's a super complex issue. But to really understand it, you got to understand the history of imperialism.
You know, as I'm thinking about all of this, it's striking to me that those ideologies, they weren't just about physical conquest.
No, they were about controlling minds, too.
Right, like shaping how people saw the world.
Exactly. Like that whole civilizing mission thing, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was as much about cultural dominance, as it was about political and economic control.
So imposing their values, their education systems, their languages.
Yeah. And often it was at the expense of, pushing aside those indigenous cultures.
And we're still dealing with those cultural legacies today, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Think
Yeah.
about like the dominance of European languages.
Right, or Western education systems.
Even Western beauty standards, like all of that stuff. It has its roots in imperialism.
It's kind of wild to think about.
It's like this invisible web that connects us to the past.
It's almost like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole topic.
Oh, we have for sure. There's so much more to uncover and think about.
Definitely.
But I think we've laid a good foundation here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We've explored those motivations behind imperialism,
Those ideologies that were used to justify it.
and we've started to think about, how those ideas might still be at play today.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
Yeah.
But remember, this is just the beginning.
Right. There's so much more to learn and to question and to challenge.
Exactly. So keep digging, keep exploring, keep connecting the dots.
It's easy to get overwhelmed by all of this.
I know what you mean. It's heavy stuff.
But I think it's important to remember that understanding the past.
That's how we create a better future.
Right. So that's our challenge as we move forward.
To learn from history.
And to use that knowledge to build a more just and equitable world.
For everyone.
Absolutely. All right, well, that wraps up our deep dive into the motivations behind imperialism.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.